Today I am going to give y'all my predictions for this Sunday's NASCAR race at the Phoenix International Raceway. This weekend's race is going to be the fourth race of the 2022 season, and so far in, we are 3 for 3, seeing 3 great and phenomenal races with 3 different winners. And going into Phoenix, I expect not much different, great racing, and possibly a new winner. But I'm also going to do a Pick 5 contest for this Sunday's race, and to be entered, you're going to have to go to the comment section and type in who you think will finish in the top 5. If you go 5 for 5, you get an autograph of your choice. And if you go 4 for 5, you get an unsigned hero card of your choice. But if you're willing to wait, I'm going to a race in a couple of weeks, and I will collect more autographs and should have some more available to pick out, and if you win one. So if you want to wait, that's fine, but I got some ready to go. Comment down below to be entered, but let's get started.
Ryan Priest, and you're watching William Blackwell on YouTube.
Before I give y'all my predictions for this Sunday's race at Phoenix, I'm going to want to talk about this past weekend's race at Las Vegas. This past weekend, NASCAR headed out west for the second race of the trio to race in Vegas, and they had qualifying and practice, but we did not see many wrecks occur in that qualifying and practice session on Saturday, as we did see in the Auto Club, with many cars spinning out and many cars going to a backup. But this time around, we saw the 18 car wrecking early in practice, forcing himself to go to the rear with a backup car. So you already knew right off the bat Kyle Busch was going to make things very dicey, to say the least. But he saw Christopher Bell getting the pole and Kyle Larson up front beside him. And when the race started off, Christopher Bell was kind of quick, but he fell off very quickly. And that caught my attention, but at the same time, the reason he was so fast in that qualifying session was just because he was so trimmed out. They were going for top speed. They were not going for handling. And that was a big reason why he wasn't very competitive Sunday. And we saw a lot of comers and goers. And right before the competition caution came out, we started seeing them get a little dicey. Then the caution came out, and they restarted, and they wrecked a handful of times. And a lot of drivers were taken out of contention early on. Daniel Suarez, he was wrecked by Chase Briscoe. And Briscoe, it was not intentional or on purpose by any means. He just got loose. He got air taken off of him by the 34 car of Michael McDowell. And he overcorrected it into the 99 car. And it sent him into the outside retaining wall. Very, very hard. And he was all right. He got out, but he finished completely dead last. But before all of that happened, Chase Briscoe was caught up in some more controversy at the end of the stage along with Kyle Busch. And Kyle Busch, when the stage happened, or when it ended, they took the checker flag. Going into turn 1, Kyle Busch cut off his teammate and hit the mess out of Chase Briscoe's bumper. And it was not just love tap. It was a little hard hit. And Briscoe immediately knew what happened. And a couple laps later, that wreck happens with Briscoe and Suarez. So things right now are not looking too promising for Chase Briscoe, who started in the second row of this race. Because once they restart again, Chase Briscoe is also collected in another wreck with Austin Cindric and Harrison Burton. And he broke a tire rod, and it forced him to go to the garage and call it a day. Very rough day for Chase Briscoe. He came into the race 5th in the point standings, and now well outside the top 10 if I'm not mistaken. But he did grab 3 stage points in stage 1, so maybe that helped him out a little bit. But when stage 3 started, we saw a lot of intensity going on. We saw a lot of side-by-side action, and that's when we saw Ross Chastain up front, opening up a big gap and taking it upon Kyle Busch and that whole JGR team. They were so dominant, and then all of a sudden, they fell off right when that caution happened at the end because Kyle Busch beat him in that pit cycle and came out 3rd while Chastain was 4th. And when they restarted with about 40 to go, if I'm not mistaken, that's when we saw Ross Chastain struggling and Truex's car came to life as the run went on. And throughout the day, Truex was very quick on the long run. and eventually Truex chased him down to half a second. They were going back and forth, and I thought it was going to be the battle for the ages as they came down to the last handful of laps until Erik Jones ended up wrecking and brought out the caution. And that Jones wreck was very, very interesting because he got loose, overcorrected it, and hit the outside retaining wall. But he came back down into the grass and came back onto the track, and the 23 car Bubba Wallace did not really react that well. And you cannot blame the driver. You blame the spotter, and I thought that was a very bad move by Freddie Kraft, and he's been in NASCAR long enough. He should have been on top of his game there, and that's so uncalled for, because if you'd have hit that 43 driver's side door, that would have very, very hurt Erik Jones very badly. But luckily, none of that happened, and everyone was good. But they restarted. We saw Hendrick front row, Byron in the second row alongside Kyle Busch. Overtime finish. The front two drove away. Alex Bowman won, Larson second. And at the line, Ross Chastain edged out Kyle Busch. Chastain had a great and phenomenal day. The first 2 weeks of the season for Chastain were not promising at all, but things turned around here at Las Vegas, and he's going to a track next week at Phoenix, where he's ran really well at in the past in the lower series, and I expect him to be a contender and possibly in contention for the win. But we're about to figure out here in a couple of moments when I give y'all my predictions for this Sunday's race. Winning this Sunday's race at Phoenix will be the driver of the number 24 car, and that being William Byron from Hendrick Motorsports. William Byron is coming off a very up and down Pennzoil 400 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And the week prior, when they went to Auto Club to start off the West Coast swing, he was very quick, the fastest car in town, but he got collected in someone else's mistake at the end of the race, so it took him out of contention. And in the Daytona 500, he was very quick. It was also in a big wreck there. So William Byron has had his fair share of bad incidents, and Las Vegas, he turned the page with a great result, much needed result. And now he's going to a track where he's ran exceptionally well in the past. So give me William Byron here. It makes the most sense. And it also means that Hendrick Motorsports has won 75% of the races this year so far. Assuming he wins, because he had Bowman win Vegas and Larson winning Auto Club and Cindric won Daytona. So that's a non-Hendrick car. But right now, things are looking good for Hendrick Motorsports as they head into the season. Finishing second this Sunday will be the 5 car of Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson right now, if I'm not mistaken, finds himself inside the top 3 in the point standings. And finishing second will get him the points lead, more than likely. And it'll build up a lot of momentum heading into Atlanta, a track last year where Larson was quick throughout the day and struggled to get the job done at the end. First time, lost it to Ryan Blaney. The second time, he wasn't really that competitive, but he had chances up there to lead laps, and Kurt Busch ended up winning the race over his brother Kyle Busch. A race for the ages I was able to attend. Very enjoyed it, but enough of that. But Kyle Larson's going to have a great run this weekend at Phoenix and will finish second. Finishing third this Sunday at Phoenix will be the 22 car of Joey Logano. Joey Logano started off red hot in the LA Clash, the expedition race of the year. And he won it in dominating fashion. And when they went to Daytona, he was obviously one of the favorites. In the duels, he was very quick, leading laps, and got turned at the end for an aggressive block. And it made him sort of calm down for Sunday's big race. And he was up there in contention. And same thing, he was caught else in someone's wreck. And very bad deal for Logano. When Auto Club rolls around, he is up there. He is contending for the win. But he does not get it, but he was up there, and that was a very promising sign for him and that whole team, because the LA Clash is a short track, and it was a pretty equal playing field. And if this means anything, the Rick Ware cars were very quick there. They were beating out some of your top teams, and that's really saying something. They're just that even of a playing field. And Logano won it, so that wasn't really a big time teller of how he's going to run this year. Daytona isn't really that helpful either when you're trying to look at notes and stats. Not that very big, but when they went to Auto Club, they figured out a lot about that 22 car and Penske in general. And I know they're going to have a great year, and Logano will bring it home in Phoenix P3. and he will have a solid points standings result after this week too. Finishing fourth this Sunday at Phoenix will be a driver not a lot of y'all expected to be inside my top 5, or these next 2 drivers actually. But the first one being in 4th place being Aric Almarola. Aric Almarola is the only driver to finish inside the top 10 in all 3 races so far this season. He finished really well in the Daytona 500. I think it was P5, P6, one of the two. And the following week, they go to Auto Club. Nowhere to be found throughout the day, struggling with handling. But he gets a solid top 10 finish when it's all said and done due to a late race caution, because that caution helped him out tremendously. And then when they go to Las Vegas, he struggled with handling, very tight, but he did come home inside the top 10. So Aric Almarola, as his goodbye tour, I guess you could say, because he's going into retirement at the conclusion of the year from a full-time driver role, but he's not ruling out coming back for a one-off race, the Daytona 500 possibly. The races came close to winning in the years past, but enough said of that. But Aric Almarola, really consistent right now. I expect him to do the same at Phoenix, a track he's done really well at in the past. So give me Aric Almarola, finishing 4th. Rounding out your top 5 will be the driver of the number 4 car, Kevin Happy Harvick. Kevin Harvick, not too long ago when we came to Phoenix every single year for both races, we always asked, how bad is Kevin Harvick going to dominate this weekend? Is he going to lead every single lap? How many laps is he going to lead? He's going to dominate, surely, right? But these last handful of years, he has not been as quick as he has been in the past at Phoenix. He's actually struggled to race inside the top 5. And that's very concerning, because I know him and Rodney Childers had this track dialed in for the longest time ever, just like Chad Canales and Jimmy Johnson had Atlanta dialed in. Their time came and went, and that's the case for Kevin Harvick, but surely they can get things turned around with this next gen car. And they got to take notes from this race, because this race right here is the championship race in the fall, and Kevin Harvick is still going for his 2nd championship. So they're going to have to run good this weekend and get a lot of notes sorted out for the fall race at Phoenix, because it's a big deal there. So a lot of teams overall, actually, besides Harvick, are going to use this race as a big experiment for the fall, and going to get very interesting. And I expect a lot of side-by-side action, and I'm sure they're going to put down a lot of resin and produce more than one racing groove, and that will result in a lot of side-by-side action. But my dark horse for this Sunday will be the 99 car of Daniel Suarez. Daniel Suarez is off to a up and down season. The Clash, very up and down. Daytona 500, up and down. Auto Club the following week, just 2 laps away from winning his first career race in NASCAR Cup Series. And very big heartbreaker there for Suarez. When they go to Las Vegas, he was very not competitive at all. Very inconsistent throughout the weekend. And in the race, Chase Briscoe got loose, got air taken off him from the 34 car, Michael McDowell, and he hit the 99 and forced him to go inside, or out to the outside retaining wall, and his day ended. So Suarez, he's not going to win the race by any means, but he will bring it home inside the top 10. So there you go. My drivers inside the top 5 of my dark horse, winning 24, 5, 22, 10, and 4, and dark horse the 99 car, Daniel Suarez. But everybody, though, remember to please like and subscribe and comment down below to be entered in this Sunday's Pick 5 contest. And also go check out JB Racing News Reviews, Righteous Redneck, and Winning Bets. Everybody have a good one. Peace.